there, this video was filmed before the Blue collab, so I wanted to quickly pop in here and say thank you so much for the support on the last video. And if you're returning from the last video, that means so much more than you think. Especially you, Armand. Thank you so much for going back and watching older videos. With all that rambling out of the way, let's jump back in time because you're up there, I'm down here, and there are 3 ducks behind me. Let's get right into the video of r/DoorDash. This video will totally avoid out of me ever getting a sponsorship from DoorDash, but I saw the subreddit and thought it'd be fun. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. DoorDasher added a religious track to my bag. I'm not Christian, so it would be unwelcome regardless, but tossing extra stuff into the bag is like crazy town behavior. Thankfully, the food was very sealed and didn't look like it was messed with at all, but if it hadn't been, I'd been worried. Don't know if he does this to everyone or just because I definitely fit the non-binary folks names themselves weird shit stereotypes. Hey, so I don't think you did because it was towards the bottom of the bag, but did you put a religious track in the bag? Show us a picture. Yes, I did. If I offended you, I apologize. And this person's accurate. You shouldn't be putting anything into the bag, dude. In my case, I'm an average DoorDash user. I use it semi-daily just because it's hard to get food from my work. It's all cold shit. I hate cold shit. So sometimes I order out just so I have something hot and fresh. Lately, my addiction has been McAllister's, or McAllister's, whatever you fucking call it. My brother thinks I say it as an alien. But yeah, no, don't put shit in people's bags. Because I would be under the impression that maybe you messed with my bags. Or messed with my food. I'd be uncomfortable. I'd probably tell DoorDash and be like, hey, yo, what the fuck? So don't do that. This Dasher acting insane after given normal delivery instructions. Okay, let's see how this goes. I'm not other toxic DoorDashers. Millennial death stares, comments. This is already getting weird. Leave on the porch, do not block screen door. I see that being an issue with a lot of people anyways, but I digress. I'm not an immigrant or special needs. Have you ever heard of a mafia glass pour? I haven't. I don't know what that is. What is a mafia glass pour? A mafia glass pour refers to the act of pouring wine with the back of your hand towards the table, or with palms facing up to signal to the others at a mafia dinner that a specific individual is not to be trusted. This practice is rooted in older superstition about poison being secretly added to wine with an underhand pour, a gesture associated with traitors and assassinations. That is like, I actually didn't even know that one. I didn't even know I was going to be learning shit today. My issues is others make what I do harder and it has nothing to do with you, but I also don't like other people getting me confused with other people out there that are disrespectful, shoving food against the screens, so there are other people come and talk to me like this, like I'm the one who did it per se. I prefer Uber over DoorDash because I don't have to go through these problems over there. I do this 7 days a week plus in, so my drive is stronger than anybody else out there. No one will cause me to fail ever. I'm like this person just said, hey, don't block the screen door. Because like, I see that as like a common pattern of like people blocking screen doors, putting drinks right in front of there. And I probably did it a couple of times, didn't even realize. I Ubered for like a month, so I have a good idea of how this stuff works. I am what you consider a top tier bougie moneymaker. Look at your comment on the note I sent you. The photo, you'll see exactly what I mean, and I hope you have a good day. I think this person just thinks you called him stupid, which is not what you did. You just asked him nicely to not put it in front of the damn door. Like that exactly. Like, you just put it right there out by the porch. Although, is that their back door or something? Yeah, I still don't know what the Dasher meant by like talking about a mafia glass pour. Like, either I guess about how he thinks maybe they're trying to poison the reputation or something like that. But at the end of the day, I think the DoorDashers just being r/I am the main character, which is a subreddit I want to do one day, but I just haven't gathered the post up yet. Anyways, this guy's an idiot and egotistical, so fuck him. Look at what my Dasher sent me. Honestly, if my DoorDasher sent me like a meme saying like, your order is on the way, I'd be like so happy, and I would probably tip more after that just because of how it made me laugh. This unreal message that this person's wife got. I'm not going to serve homeless people in this rain. Cancel your order, I'm not bringing it to you. Okay, so this is a translation. So if something goes wrong, we know that's why. If you don't have the money, you should make coffee at home. Homeless people? What the fuck? I'm reporting you to DoorDash. Accordingly, you have to pay if you want your order to be delivered to you, or suffer from the hunger. How can somebody homeless order from DoorDash? It was already paid. You can't order if you don't pay first. You should not charge an order if you didn't want to deliver it. There are too many bad orders coming in every day. I'm not going to bring that. $3 is ridiculous. I'm assuming this is talking about $3 on the Dashers and which is totally understandable. Like, I had a lot of times where I made only like a couple of dollars, but I think a lot of people just don't remember that, like, that stuff stacks up. I've had a couple orders that you only get paid like $5 or $7 from, or $2 to $3 from, because I'm pretty sure DoorDash only pays about $1 to $2 base pay, and then it's on top of tip. So yeah, but I think a lot of people just forget that, like, that stuff builds. So like that 3, 5, 7, 10, 15, that's how you slowly make bank, and then hopefully get lucky and be able to get a good paying one. And I tip pretty well, in my opinion. I'm not like, I usually tip around $5, so that gives them $7. And if the service is great, then I tip even more, but it depends on how the service is. But if you're gonna be like this, no, you're not getting an extra tip. I had one time where I placed an order, didn't realize it was delivered to my job, which it wasn't supposed to be delivered anyway, because I was just gonna go pick it up. But luckily the DoorDasher was nice and was like, hey, I can just drop it off to your house instead of taking it all the way to work. I offered to pay him more in Cash App, but he said he didn't have one, and honestly, I just respect to that man. Hello, yes, I received an order from a pickup at 7-Eleven. However, it only pays $4. Are you going to be able to tip on top of this $4? At this hour, the common tip per order is about $5. Dude, are you serious? It's a $15 order and it's right by my apartment. I tipped $2 on like a $15 order. Are you really telling me to tip more? Yeah, again on this one, it's like, if you ask me to tip, I'm not going to tip more. That's just stupid. Yes, but you see, the driver is the one doing the work, and $4 is not worth my time, sorry. And then the person responds, alright then, cancel the order. Yeah, because DoorDash is only paying me $4 to do it, so never mind. I appreciate your offer of $2, but no thanks. I'm reporting this to support because this is the brokest shit I've ever heard. Yeah, again, like, if you ask me for more tip, you're not going to get more of a tip. I'd be willing to more tip you if you're nice to me and all that stuff. Like, I like to after tip. Ooh, okay, I remember this one. This one's actually really good. I actually have a feminine question. What would my wife have to do, and how would she go about it to get checked whether to see if her eggs are fertile or whatever? She would probably have to talk to a fertility specialist, tell her to talk to her OBGYN, and they can recommend or refer her to someone. Or the OB could potentially do a scan and blood work and check themselves. Thank you, no problem. Honestly, I read this post and I was like, you are amazing for actually answering this question. I can imagine personally how it felt to probably be like, I don't know, I don't want them offended to be asking this question. And there's some people just don't have sources for that stuff. I mean, granted, I guess you could ask one of them AI assistants what they think should be done, or even fucking ask Reddit, or no stupid questions. But honestly, my respect is to this person for like just being nice about it and then answering the question. Sometimes humanity is great. However, yeah, I wouldn't ask this. I wouldn't ask this if I was delivering. But honestly, I'd probably answer the question if they was really being serious. Hi, I'm at this address that I'm going to blank out. Hey, sir, your order was stolen. That would be my first reaction, being more confused than just from the answer. Sorry about that. I will talk DoorDash. I would feel so terrible, like, if I was trying to give somebody food. Like, I felt terrible when I was doing it because I didn't have one of the heated bags, I don't believe, or I didn't always carry one. And a lot of the times, the distances that was like from the store to then the location, I'd feel so stressful. Like, I was worried about what if it doesn't get hot enough or it doesn't arrive hot enough, which I think most of the time they did. And I'll tell you one time I did Uber Eats, and because DoorDash wouldn't let me like work in the area for some reason. I was like in a small town, and then it slowly worked me up to like the middle of like a big city, and I was freaking out because I've never driven in a city, so I was just like stressed out as hell and quickly returned back to my hometown. That is adorable. Customer enjoyed her strawberry frappuccino. Before I could drive off, this cat knocked over the bag and started licking up the spilled frappuccino. I picked up the bag and knocked on the door, but the customer didn't answer, so I set the bag down again and left. Hopefully the cat left something for the humans. I don't know how I would go about, like, if someone's pet cat just knocked over their drink. I guess I could try to make an attempt to, like, get it refilled, but at that point, is it now out of my order? Because, like, I know, like, legally, like, if you put the package down, it's no longer the delivery driver's, like, fault, but I don't know about a cat. Waiting on your order. I love you. I love you too. And then they kissed. I would feel so embarrassed. Like, I can see it now. This is probably a translation error of like maybe I got you or something like that. But honestly, I sometimes may have feelings for the people who deliver my food because angels from above that deliver me my Taco Bell. Honestly, though, if I got that message whenever I was delivering, I probably would have said that too. We got 2 ducks over here now. This duck wants to know if you've subscribed. If not, he will come over to your house at 3 a.m. Did I actually make that? Holy shit, wait, hold on. Holy shit, I did. Am I the problem? Please add more tip. I did tip? Or. For context, I ordered food from $16 from a place about 1.8 miles away. Basically a 5-minute drive, or maybe like 10 minutes if you get a red light, to be honest. Before the driver had even arrived to pick up my food, he asked me to tip more. I had already tipped $3.50, which is a little low, but that was suggested by the app. And hey, I get it, it's not that much, but my food was $16 and came up to $23 after taxes due to fees and stuff. Not only that, the guy arrives at my address, decides to call me and ask me to come out, even though I requested to leave it at the door, and then demands more tip again. Honestly, I just think this is rude to demand tips even if before you started the service and before you see my tip amount. Pretty sure it tells you how much you're gonna make on the order before you hit accept. So this is just unacceptable from this guy. I mean, what the hell? If I knew that the order was like right down the road, I'd be okay with that kind of tip because I probably would pay for my gas. But I guess it depends on what you're actually raising the money for. Like if it's your written shit, then that totally makes sense. Why you may ask for more, but that doesn't mean you should. Oh my god. Hey, text me beautiful at this phone number. And I'm not going to show the image of this because, dear God, but this dude posts a picture of, in a feral state, if you know what I mean. I'm not great with alliterations. This dude has a boner poking through his sweatpants. I'd be grossed out. Like, luckily I don't get dick pics. Don't start wild. Honestly, lady DoorDasher, respect for you keeping on doing this, for even though people are sending you that shit. Got this one the other day, 5 stars. We're back to memes again, I love this. I have your food, then the hot bag, and I'll be earlier than the app suggests, because that's what heroes do. And he even has a disclaimer at the bottom of this saying like, Dashers are prohibited from opening bags, verifying content. For assistance, please call the DoorDash app and list the phone number. That's actually very cool and very smart. And then he did a photo of the Hulk one of like, here's your food. Honestly, 5 stars, and I would definitely tip twice as much as what I originally had if available, because I find it dumb actually that if you order through like stuff like McDonald's or Taco Bell or like any of those apps and you use DoorDash as a third-party service, you can't add more. That's dumb. Why is that? You can only add more tip if you're like ordering directly from the DoorDash app. And it's not always best to order through the DoorDash app because sometimes there's deals that only work in the McDonald's app that aren't in the original app, and it's just... Boy, now I'm in the pool. I'd be sitting if I had Google Loco, but I haven't installed it on the app on this model yet. The customer instructions on this order were one of the best. We have a cat outside, but she's kind of dumb, but she's not afraid of cars. So please, just be careful driving around and up to the house. She's a Siamese named Eep. That's a great name for a cat. And she is very friendly if you want to say hi to her when she's around. We just don't want to get squashed, thank you. I gotta say, I didn't have a lot of like, whenever I did DoorDash or Uber, you know what I mean? Whenever I had like orders like this, I didn't really get a lot of people asking me like in notes and stuff. Most of the time I didn't ever knock whenever I delivered because I knew the app told them when the food's going to be there, so I never knock. Chipotle sounds so good right now. I fucking love this note. Thank you for not squishing the cat. But how dare they not post a picture of the cat? I want to see the cat. I work for DoorDash customer support and it's so tiring. This will be interesting to see the point of view of like somebody who's actually behind the customer service. And I might phrase this a little bit if it becomes unreadable, just so you know. So I work for DoorDash customer support and Dash support. I can pretty much sum up every concern from both customers and Dashers. To be honest, it's so stressful because, of course, it's a support role, meaning a lot of angry people calling to lash out because of their order problems or whatever problems they may have. To be honest, it's really numbing. It's really draining, but of course, if it pays, then okay. There are concerns that I wish I could do something about, but in reality, our system won't even let us because we're tied to policies. I bet you 100% if you tell me a concern you had with DoorDash, I probably heard it. I couldn't imagine being on the other end of that and like being bitched at because they forgot your Chipotle burrito or they put like some sort of toppings in there. And it's not DoorDash's fault. It was the person who made the order's fault. But they're not the one that's going to get bitched at. It's going to be DoorDash. And by the way, this video is not sponsored at all. I know. It's just because we're in a subreddit called r/DoorDash, it's going to be all DoorDash orders. And I'm just going to read some of these comments because they are a little interesting. Somebody asked if OP lived in India, and they responded that no, they actually live in the Philippines. So I wonder if they only hire Philippines or if they hire everywhere and it's kind of like a remote job. So in other words, it's a waste of time to contact them. OP responded and said, not entirely. We can assist with refunds and credits, but the system decides if we're allowed to process credits or refunds to customers. And it also depends on the reason why you're calling. The queue is so racked up that there will be like days that you have like 15 minutes of a queue time or more. I wish that more people ask them questions because this is interesting to me. Like, I've worked like 10 jobs or something, and so I have a little bit of everything. So it'd be interesting to see how it is for a call center that specializes in making sure your shit's not fucked up. Safeway was out of chicken. Assuming this is from DoorDasher to customer, and they just said, "Sir, I completely understand your frustration, but we are limited to what the app lets us do." And then this person just goes on a fucking rant, and he's just like, "Why are you even doing this? Cancel this. Who is your supervisor? This is BS. On Father's Day, you're ruining my day. I am the main character. Have some common sense. Why would someone order all this and not get any of the main stuff? You are scamming me. I want a supervisor to call me ASAP. So rude. Love being ignored. Worst customer service ever. Or is this bullshit?" I don't know what the censor is. "Don't bother coming. Just JoJo's and Mac." I don't know what the fuck that means, but this guy is very angry. I still got one more. I'm pissed. That's what we needed on the last image. Okay, so they're angry because Safeway was out of chicken. Walmart has chicken. Why couldn't you just go to Walmart and order from there? Cancel the order and order from Walmart. What the fuck? You're blowing this out of proportion when you don't need to, but that's what Karens do. Also, a chicken at 10:28 in the morning is wild. I beg your finest pardon. Hello. Come up to the door 308 and text me if it's locked. I will buzz you in. Come up to 42 and leave it at the door. Thank you. I'm on my way. If you can calm down, that would be nice because I got my kids in the car. I wonder if that wasn't for you. I'm like 85% sure that like this was probably meant for his wife or something. I was angry because I hear a lot of stories about I read a lot of stories. I don't think I put any in here. Maybe I did. About how people think they're cheating when they're really just out door dashing. So look at this duck. Oh, that land? Hell yeah. Yeah, somebody did point out that maybe this was a voice-to-text misheard, and it hit misheard calm down, but either way, it's just not the way to be doing this, is what they said. But honestly, if you're DoorDashing, don't bring your kids. It's just wild. Waiting on your order. Yo, fam, are you still waiting on it? Just arrived. I am waiting for a long time, yes. Can you tip me $1,000? Bro, what? Yeah, same reaction to this. I would be like so confused, like, did you mean a typo? Like maybe a $1, $10? I'll do $1. Perfectly fine. But the balls of this man to just be like, "Hey, can you like tip me like $1,000, please? I kind of want the money." I guess also OP wrote in there in the description that, or in the title, which I forgot to read, that it was like 30 minutes late. So hell no. I got this order last night, and this is obviously a meme. We're paying $5.75 to go to the moon. Just a wild concept. Imagine that, like, then it costs like however much it was to like deliver a pizza to the like International Space System. I remember hearing about that. I don't think you'd make it by an hour though. That's pretty funny. Delivery driver texted me after dropping off my food. Am I being too nice? Oh god, this is a doozy. Hey, it's a bit strange to text you like this. However, I really love the interaction we had, and I would love to be friends with you. Wait a minute. Aren't you my delivery driver? Yes, crying emoji. You seem like a really nice guy, but for future reference, finding a girl's name and number from her pizza order is a little creepy. I understand. I just come across that way. I'm sorry about that being happening. It's okay. I didn't get a bad vibe from you, just keeping in mind. And they also wrote in the description, so I ordered some midnight Dominoes, and the driver used my order to find my name and phone number to text me. He seemed about my age, and I got the vibe that he just didn't realize how creepy this can come off of. But does this happen, and should I have gone about it differently? I don't think it was anything your fault, it was just the man's thinking like, maybe I can get a chance. This person said, it's giving me creepy vibes. I would never text a customer like this, but maybe I just take my job way too seriously. If he wanted to talk, he should have asked at the door. It would have been awkward, but way less weird than this. I know love at first sight happens, but not when you're doing your DoorDash. I'm here. Can you come out? Yes, I'm outside. Green shirt. Let me know if you can't find me. I'm outside in the rain. Please let me know. Right, grab this from you. Hello. And then it just says, I'm here. I'm arguably too frequent of a customer, and I feel like recently there's been a huge uptick in female named Dashers when they show up and they're men. I know names can be pretty fluid, but I feel pretty confident that this 6'3" man was not named Darlene, and it kind of freaked me out when they do this. I've only had a couple of creepy experiences, but I wondered, what was going on here? Does the app give you guys random names? Do you think you'll make more money this way? Is this creepy? I know, like, for, like, my sake, whenever, like, every time I wanted to do, or, like, maybe not every time, but, like, every 2 days, I had to, like, face scan me. Like, I had to scan my face before it let me do it in order to verify it was me, just to make sure there were no double accounts. So like they're definitely doing stuff like to prevent this, and I heard that DoorDashers also have face scans so they can't use their wife's account. Going to the comments for this one, somebody brought up that this could be a bot or stolen account. Someone said that some people have like 3 to 5 phones in their car for like one session, which I've seen that like at least memes. I haven't seen that in person of people like having like 3 phones. One is like Uber, DoorDash, or maybe another DoorDash account, trying to make as much money as possible. I can't recommend it because I just didn't like it. It was just a bit too hard on my car. Like I think I drove like 200 miles every day, and the car I drove usually was about 300 miles for fill up. So some days I got home with very, very low tank, but I was able to buy work shoes that I needed for a job. My sister made a nasty sandwich, and this person put, please write insults about the tuna sandwich. We think our sister's sandwich is an abomination. My sister ordered fucking olives and cucumbers on a tuna flatbread. That does not sound appetizing at all. Like, I don't like olives and cucumbers, but on a flatbread? Tuna flatbread? That's wild. There's a second image here. And they did it. They actually wrote an insult on the bag. Tuna is gross. Yucky. You freak. And fun fact, this back post was actually posted by Adopted Bubbles, as you can probably see down there. Which, if you don't recognize him, he's been in a couple of videos, and I wish he could join me, but he was asleep right now. Apparently, 4-hour chicken nuggets got to him the wrong way. So this is actually very true. Like I said, we DoorDash a lot, and so one time we got Subway, and usually I get a variety, but normally I get an Italian herb and cheese meat chicken teriyaki. Bubbles usually gets like a meatball marinara. And then my sister decided to get a tuna with olives and cucumbers. Disgusting. So we asked her to install it, and then we paid them extra, and they did it, which was amazing. Message my boyfriend received from his Dasher. Just a heads up, you are a part of a double delivery. Okay, I understand why the 2 baby pictures for being a double delivery, but besides the weird picture at all, I wish they would do this more often. There's been a couple of times where I've ordered from McDonald's and I would be a part of a double dash, but they didn't tell me in the app that it was a double dash, so I'd be like watching this guy, he'd go in the complete opposite direction, and I'd just be like, what the fuck is going on? Is he running off with my food? I want my food. I wish I had the swag of this guy. Anyways, he would be like, give me my food, bitch. And then it would just be double dashing, but they don't tell you that if you're ordering third party. And finally, and then we'll open up that thing again so you can see how the ducks fly out. Has this happened to anyone else? Schedule your dash for later. This zone is full right now. I've never actually seen that before. I'm saying there's like too many people ordering at once to be able to like place an order. That's actually wild. Oh wait, no, this is on the Dashers end. Okay, so that makes sense. Maybe there's just too many Dashers and they're just so you have to like, you just can't be on that ship. Anyways, yeah, no, with this being on the Dashers end, that makes sense. If there's just too many people there and you just can't, they can't squeeze you in. But I do wonder what that cap would be actually. So when I saved that post, I thought it was talking about like people who was trying to order, and they was like, too many Dashers, can't order right now, we're full. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a bit of a different one on a subreddit that I didn't really know if it was going to make an interesting video or not. So I hope it did, and if it didn't, oh no. Without further ado, let's go ahead and open up this thing. Yeah! With that being said, my name's Phoenix, and I will see you all next time. And if you're curious, 53 ducks spawned during this whole entire video. I will see you all next time. Bye.